Darn
Oh,
it.
come on, I'm not calling it from now on.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks.
No problem.
All right, well, we are good. We're recording now, so we can get started.
I do not know how to bring up the camera.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay. So it is, what is the date? January 12th,
Yep.
2021. I'd like to call the meeting of the Mayor City Park Board together. Do I have somebody who'd make a motion towards that?
I'll motion that.
Do I have a second? Eric, can you hear us? Ooh, no, I lost everything.
Oh, yeah, I can see Eric. I can't hear him though.
Me either.
Right?
It shows he's on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
you
there
go.
we go. Yep, perfect.
I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. I would second that motion.
All right. With that being said, let us go over the minutes.
Oh, you gotta do all in favor.
Oh, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. That was a tough one. All right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while.
So first I'd like to welcome Chad to the park board and congratulate him on his seat as a council member.
Thank you.
And hopefully we can have a good representation going forward with you being on the council as our liaison. I'm looking forward to working with you. So
Me as well.
perfect. All right, let's look at, did everybody have a chance to kind of go over the minutes from last meeting? I know we did miss December, so we would be looking at the minutes from November.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, what did I do? This is really confusing.
Here, I have them on here.
Okay, yeah, I know, but all of a sudden my screen went to the Zoom page.
Oh,
That's paused mean. I don't want to do that. No. All right. Anyway, I have them here too. So does anybody have any changes or any questions on the minutes from the last meeting?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting?
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Let's move on to this week's agenda or this month's agenda. Do we have anything that anybody would like to add or comment or possibly discuss over and above what is on this week's agenda? If nobody has any additions, can I get a motion to approve this week's agenda?
I motion to approve this week's agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Well, let's move
Lonely
on
with only
to,
three of us here.
huh?
right? Right?
It's
Yeah, I
lonely
know.
with only the three of us here.
So we got a pretty simple quorum here. Okay. Yeah, so let's move on to new business.
Okay, the one item I have under new business today is the park sign panel replacement. This was something, I'm doing just research on other signs that we need to update in the city. And so while I was talking with somebody, I did kind of look at the park signs, and they are, as you can see, a little outdated. I'm not sure when we made these, but I think we've had significant changes, you know, to all the parks since then. And so I was thinking that we could still keep the wooden structure and repaint them. They do look like they're solid, and the sign person that I was working with agreed. We would just be replacing the panel. And so what we would be doing is we would, and I think you would either be the city engineer, and I apologize, I still have to get a cost from them. I just thought about that this evening, and the city planner to, because they're the ones that have this ability to help with mapping, like mapping out the sign and creating up-to-date signage. But then once we get that complete, which I will have you all review at another meeting, the new panels that would be created would be $1,000 each. They would have a protective coating on them, and they would be vandalism proof. So you can't, if they were drawn on, they would be able to be wiped off with like a cleaner. You can't scratch through them with anything either, apparently. So not that we have an issue with like that I'm aware of with vandalism, but it's nice to have the idea of having as a
Protection.
protection. Yes. So I did talk with Public Works about this. So we're proposing to have the basic park information on the sign, like a map and kind of what amenities are on there. But also Kyle had brought up that he saw another city had like one of those scan abilities that you can, it has like a little
QR
code.
code.
The QR code?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not with it. What they're called. But yeah, it would then scan to the city website, which would allow the person to look up additional information on the park. So we thought that would be kind of a neat addition as well. So what we're thinking is staff is looking at the commission to kind of discuss it and decide if we'd like to move forward with creating the new maps with and then again I would bring that to another meeting, and then we would have 5 parks that we would do this with. So it would be $5,000 for just the sign creation. This was not a planned project for 2021, but I think that if we did want to move forward with it, we could find some ability to fund it either through our capital project levy of 50,000, or we do have our 220 park improvement fund with an estimated amount of 382. And I know we, like in February, we will start talking about our long-term goals for 2021 and then future, probably the next 5 years as well. But I did feel like, you know, just because the cost is pretty low, that we could probably manage, or we would be okay doing this project if the commission agreed. So
What's the current material? What you know, if this is I'm assuming this is maybe like gonna be like a plastic. This proposes like a plastic material or something like that. Like, what's the existing material that's out there?
That's a good question. I know the structure is wood. The actual panel, as you can see, it's well, one thing is we need to update the information anyways, but I don't really know. I don't know if it's just kind of like I mean, it has to have some kind of covering so that obviously the information stays intact. But I could get that, I could find out from Public Works.
I don't know if that was a huge deal. I was just kind of curious. And then my other question is like, if if we have any big projects slated, I mean, like you said, it's pretty minor cost. So I think if we, had any big projects slated for the next 5 years or whatever, but do they have a lifespan estimate for, the new ones? I guess.
Yeah, shoot, I am so sorry. I know that was part of the discussion. I think they're pretty durable. Yeah, I think,
Well, these gotta be the better part of 5 to 10 years old, don't they?
yeah, I think these ones are, I think that's right. I think these signs were done about 5-10 years ago. Yeah, so that's the question, is like, how do we approach this? Because I know, we have projects that we are gonna want to continue to do with these parks. So I don't know, I can maybe look into, because if we do a mapping and we continue to make changes, I know it doesn't really make sense to invest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's my question, because I know, especially like here at Old Schoolhouse, we do have some things that we're looking forward on doing, potentially going back
Right.
out for bids this year on the pavilion.
mhm.
Some other changes. And I guess my question also is, is this the actual sign company that made these signs, or did you speak to another sign company? Is this something that Flagship does?
I could look with Flagship too. Yeah. Yeah, so this sign was just a sign company that I reached out because I needed a quote on the roundabout. Like, we're
Okay.
looking at doing a sign for the roundabout. And so just with that, there were questions if we had any other sign needs. But I think these ones are a little trickier because, if we do update, maybe we do need to think outside the box a little bit. Like, can it be something a little bit different where we could replace things or some of the imaging or something?
Well, and this is very basic. I'm just wondering, like Flagship, being that they do a lot of the park things.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them have other signs, such as in Delano and whatnot at some of their parks.
Yeah.
Maybe something to grab a little more attention. This is just kind of basic and not saying that it hasn't done its purpose, but
Mhm.
maybe we need something that has a little more flair, something that jumps out at people a little bit more, something that, and a QR code is maybe not a bad idea to put on there. But I mean, 5,000 is relatively low.
Mhm.
I agree with that, but I think just knowing where the budget's been at and what we've kind of got planned for this next year and whatnot, I mean, I think we possibly could fit a little bit more money into that if we had to bring something that's a little bit more attractive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with that. Yeah, I think we need to definitely update the signs. It's just, how do we do it without them becoming obsolete so quickly?
Right.
Yeah, I think my question around what what their proposed lifespan was going to be was, if we're investing at $1,000 a sign in something that maybe if they last, I don't know, they're supposed to last another 10 years or whatever. Like, can we spend $250 and get something that's not as durable or something like that? If we're going to be updating that park, in the next year, maybe it's worthwhile, throwing something temporary out there, knowing that we're going to be coming back there soon. But if the project's not, doesn't look like it's going to happen, then maybe we're just throwing money away. But I don't know. That's the reason I was curious about what the
Yeah.
I think that's a great question. I think that's a very valid question, Eric. I think like you stated, with changes that we are looking at for the future here, maybe we do look to spend something less on maybe a simpler sign for now, until these parks get a little bit more established. We have a basketball court going up at Old Discovery Park. not Old Discovery. Which one?
Discovery.
Discovery. Yeah, okay, not old. Discovery Park. We have a basketball court going in up there. We have, we're looking at slotting for a pavilion up there. We're hoping here in Old Schoolhouse to put in a pavilion. We're hoping parking pad, down at, oh, now my brain is failing me. Help me, Maggie.
Blue Jay?
What?
Blue Jay or Meadow?
Meadow.
Meadow.
Yes, Meadow
Okay.
Park.
Okay.
You
I
know,
guess
we're
the other
hoping
thing
to
is-
put a parking area down there. So there are some things that are yeah, and maybe you are right, Eric. Maybe we do need to consider maybe something simpler, maybe as far as just the name of the park, and then see what a QR code would cost with
The details and
the
stuff.
details, the online stuff, whatever, to give them this variation online instead of in a sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think that all makes sense. Yeah, because I think, I think from what I can remember, the signs are meant to be pretty durable and last a
Yeah,
while.
these
So
have been up, oh my gosh, these have been up all of 10 years, if not longer.
Right. Yeah, so I'll do a little bit more research on this so we can bring it back. Just something maybe, the ability to be able to change it, I guess, and maybe more temporary and
You know, I'm just thinking of like what they have out at a lot of like trailheads, or I think even at like some of the Carver parks, they'll have more of a it's something behind glass that's almost more of a bulletin board. And
right.
you have to put, I'd be a new structure or whatever, but that would be, that's easily changeable, and you could almost just print something at Kinko's and put it behind there every year,
Mhm.
if-
Absolutely.
and that'd be easy to iterate on, I guess, if we're thinking we're experiencing changes.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way to do it. To do maybe invest in a sign where we could easily replace the panel or the image behind it.
Yeah, something that's not so permanent. I mean,
Yeah.
I like that idea, like Eric suggested, trailheads and whatnot. I think I know, I agree with what he's saying for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's definitely
And I don't
doable.
think that would be totally, I don't foresee that being a huge expense. I mean, I don't believe that we'd spend $1,000 at each site,
Hmm.
constructing a panel with, plexiglass or whatever. I mean,
Hmm.
Kyle's pretty creative. I mean,
Yeah,
you turn it over to Kyle and he can create something. So,
right.
Pick
Hmm.
up Trex decking or something to make it out of, so it's weatherproof.
great,
Hmm.
right. So, maybe a little bit more homework needs to be done. A little bit more research with Kyle. See what he's comfortable with. If he, building something in that type of deal, and then what we need to do for protection of paper or laminated paper or whatever inside of the structure.
Hmm.
With that stuff, like, you would have to make a point to maintain it, because most stuff, unless you can find some like UV, you actually make that. You could just make sure you have UV resistant, glass or plexiglass or whatever, so stuff wouldn't fade as quickly.
Right.
Right.
Colors aren't gonna. I mean, even this sign, obviously, like it was designed for outdoors and whatever, and it's clearly pretty faded.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We just, we'd want to make sure we were keeping it, every year or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I think I have enough to go on.
Okay.
Good discussion. Okay. Anything else on that?
No, I think as far as I'm concerned, we just need to, I think it's a good idea. I do think that they do need to be replaced. I just think we need to do a little bit more homework as far as what direction we need to head.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good. All right.
Anybody else have anything more they'd like to add or comment to that?
If we're doing a QR code, is there any way to do some sort of like, is there a way to do like a Pokemon Go for the younger kids or something with that? Is there a way to, you know, where they stay within the park and is there something
We
like that?
so I think I was actually thinking about this, like that they do, and you might have to do it with, you know, have someone help them figure it out, or but like geocaching. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could provide a link to the, or I don't know. I've never done it, but I mean, I'm assuming if you found a popular geocaching network, you could set up some waypoints in the parks and provide some information on the bulletin board about that. And you know whether you're hiding a. I think most of the time it's like you're hiding. You know, they go to find something. It's like almost like a treasure hunt type of
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's usually just like a film roll case with a pencil,
Yeah.
a few coins and a piece of paper. You write something, leave something, take something.
Mhm.
I don't know. That might be a
And
little
they
too
have been
simple.
mistaken for other things.
Yeah, I know, Mike, thanks.
I'm just saying, I reported one in Tonka Bay because I did not know that's what it was when I found it.
I reported one right in our own park back here
Oh, yeah?
because we
Yeah.
saw this shady looking dude walking down there. He put something up underneath the slide. I called the
Oh
cop.
my gosh, funny.
Yeah. So
And he was like, I'm just geocaching.
that's how I found out what it is.
That's great. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities here, you know, that we could explore for sure.
Right.
Has there ever been discussion about path lighting?
Yes.
Yes, that is something that, yeah, we'll probably bring that back up in February, but yes, that's part of our long-term goal too, is to get some more lighting in the park.
A lot of people use it. That's why I was just curious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's been kind of kicked around for the last couple of years, Chad. You know, down through West Ridge and Old School especially. So that's something that we need to discuss and you know, maybe make some decisions on that, see where our budget is and what we can fit in. So,
Sounds good.
Perfect.
and that's the only thing we had as far as new business.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting to dig into like some of the long-term goals until we have, because we do have terms. Well, I'll go into it with right now. So we do have 2 vacancies on the park commission that end at the end of January, and so I did reach out to those 2 people, and I did give them applications if they wanted to reapply. We do have to notice the vacancies on social media so we have to solicit new applicants as well if anybody's interested. So those will be accepted until January 15th, so Friday, and then I'm going to do interviews next week. I'll probably reach out to one of you to see if you want to help me with interviews, if anybody's interested. And then, yeah, the recommendation will go to council January 25th, and then those positions will start in February. Yeah, so that's kind of why this agenda was pretty light.
Fair enough.
Ice rink update. So Public Works has been working for quite a few weeks on creating the solid base of the ice rink and surface. The warm weather recently has not been helping, but it did get a lot of use this weekend. We did advertise it on social media to open this Saturday. We did feel that the ice was not perfect, but we felt like it was skatable, and Public Works is continuing to monitor it and maintain it. So we're hoping, I talked with Public Works today, and we're hoping to get maybe a biff out there, you know, in case somebody has to go to the bathroom. And then also the hockey nets, we're hoping to get out there in the next week or so too. So,
Okay.
yeah, but
Fantastic.
I,
Yeah, I know they've been working really diligently on that. They've been there.
yeah, they've been there almost every evening.
Oh yeah, I've been receiving messages.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
saying,
sorry,
we're
Alvin.
taking care of your rink.
Oh, funny.
Oh,
Sorry, Eric,
Is
did
the
you have a
warming house
question?
open?
What'd you say?
Is the warming house open?
It is open. And then just an update on that too. They did build a kind of a like a
it's
what's
a
it
deck.
like a deck.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're gonna put some. Did they put the benches out yet, Mike?
They weren't on there last time I was down there, and that was last week. And I
Okay.
have not spoken to the guys. I don't know if they've worked on it this week at all or not.
Yeah, they're gonna make some benches too, because I know right now we're still kind of pushing for social distancing and making sure there's enough space for people to sit and put
Yeah, that was
some
the only
fun-
reason I asked about it because I think I had read most of the warming houses in the either part of the metro I think are closed this season.
Oh,
Not that I think we have to, but I was just curious if we had gone that direction or not.
yeah, we did take steps to create more outside space for people to kind of congregate, but I'll talk to them about that. We're hoping, you know, with anything, like people will still be following wearing masks and stuff when they're inside, but
Yeah, and a lot of those down towards the cities are manned. They have skate attendants or somebody there.
Yeah,
you
this
know?
one's so small. I mean, you're not going to fit more than a group in there. So
Right,
I
right.
don't
If you
think
get
it's
more than 6 people in there, I think you're going to be kind of crowded. You're going to be kicking each other with skates.
yeah, it's a little building.
It does the job though. We've gotten a lot of compliments from people that I've spoken to about it. People are really
it's great.
happy.
I was ecstatic last year when it opened. I used it quite a bit. I really enjoy getting out there.
Good,
It's my wintertime activity. So
good. Glad to hear that.
I know I always talk to Public Works about getting my skates out there. It looks fun. Yeah, no, the lights were, I think, a huge accomplishment of the park commission and super excited about that. So
Yep. Good.
yeah. And then tree lighting event and coloring contest. I know we weren't able to meet for our December meeting, but I just wanted to give an update that it went well. We did the live Facebook viewing of the tree lighting and we got some good comments on that. And we had Councilmember Nikki McNeely and Mike Wagner they were present and spoke, and it was great. And then coloring contest, we got 41 coloring pages turned in.
That was awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and and so since we weren't able to meet, I just decided to post them all on Facebook, and
I think that's a great idea.
yeah, and I just put them on the city website too. So I think people enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was really excited for the turnout on that.
Yeah,
That
I think it was great.
big number. I was expecting maybe half of that. So
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, it's kind of, I think they enjoyed it. I think it's kind of fun to think outside the box, and maybe we just gotta continue to come up with little things like that to engage the community. And yeah, so good job, commission.
So okay.
Yeah, that's all I had for everything. I think yeah, that's all I have right now. Open to any under your guys's comments or reports, any questions or anything you want to bring up and need more information on.
No, not that I know of. I know Brian built a hose reel to help them with putting water on the rink. I looked, it's pretty cool design. It works pretty well, and he's pretty pumped about it. So I know him and Kyle have been using that every night. And like I say, the rink seems like it's coming along well. The deck is really nice out front. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a platform to get from the warming house to the ice without having to cross any dirt or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, other than that, I really don't have anything else to report.
Okay. Anyone else?
Questions, comments?
Nope, just getting used to this.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, as always, I'm always available offline too. If you ever have any questions or want any updates, please email me or call me. Again, February, I think will be kind of the meeting where we'll really dig into more discussion on our long-term goals. So, and then we'll probably have a joint, I think the goal of the commission last year was to eventually have a joint council commission meeting.
Yes.
So we'll get that going too. So yeah, so
Okay.
everybody have a good night and
Can I I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Bye.
Aye. All opposed? Nikki's not here to oppose, so,
yeah.
so, well, thank you, everybody. Great meeting.